Assalamu alaikum everyone. Firstly, thank you so much for 100 subscribers. I never expected it. Just like randomly started this channel and today I just see it's 100. And I also miss talking to you people. I think it's just been 2 days since I posted my last video, but then I was remembering you all and also wanted to share this which I am actually learning, like currently learning, and it's helpful. So, by seeing the title, to all the soft hearted souls that have clicked the video, watch till the end. I'm sure it's gonna help you. So, by now, by seeing the title, you would know the topic for today is overthinking and the constant need of seeking reassurance. So, I'm gonna first start with an example. What happens when you water a plant too much? It dies. What happens when you don't water a plant? It dies. So, underwatering or overwatering the plant is going to make the plant suffer. So, just keep this in your mind. And now, when I start talking, just we'll see how we are going to relate. Okay. What exactly is overthinking? How do you stop asking that reassurance, and how do you stop seeking every time, and when do you need to have a pause? We are going to see this in this video. Okay, so now more than 75% of the population overthinking is common in human beings, definitely not in childhood, but once you attain that puberty and teenage starts, this, I don't know from where this quality gets into us. Overthinking. You ask someone, are you sure you're not upset? And they say, no, I'm fine. But what does your mind say? Your mind says, are they really fine? What if they're hiding something? What if I did something wrong? So you ask them again and again. And even after they reassure you, you still don't feel calm. If that's you, stay till the end of the video, because today we are going to understand why reassurance never feels enough and how to finally find peace. I am currently learning this even after understanding, that reassurance and overthinking is not good from so many years. Finally, trying to learn this. So, will you people, if you listen to me carefully here and note down points? So, let's see. Overthinking is not just thinking too much by the word. It is the fear trying to protect you. It's the brain that has been wired in a way that is trying to protect you. Your brain thinks if I analyze everything, I won't get hurt. If I double check, I won't lose them. If I get reassurance, I'll feel safe. But here's the truth: overthinking doesn't protect you, it exhausts you, it drains you, it makes you so tired. It physically drains you, not only mentally. You keep replaying conversations, you analyze the tone, you read between lines that don't even exist. Like, for example, someone has texted you, and if they haven't sent an emoji or probably a word with a full spelling, which they don't usually do it, you start overthinking and you start thinking that, oh, are they speaking something differently? Is the tone something different? And what's the worst part, you start doubting your own perception. You don't trust what someone says, you don't trust what you feel, you don't even trust the calm moments. That's the worst part. And that is when reassurance becomes addictive, because it becomes a loop, it becomes a cycle, because it's never going to give you peace. You are never going to find peace at all, because it's such a cycle, because does it have an end? No. You ask once, temporarily for 15 minutes, you're going to be fine, maybe for a day, for a two. Then again, the doubt starts. Again, you feel like, let me ask once again, let me recheck once again. So it's a loop which is never ending. And so, yeah, now reassurance definitely feels good for some time. When someone says, "No, I'm not leaving, I'm not upset, you didn't do anything wrong," you breathe, you relax, you feel good for temporarily. But then again, your mind starts thinking, what if they just said to avoid conflict? What if they just change their mind? What if they're slowly pulling away? So you ask again, and slowly reassurance turns into a loop, into a cycle. The more you ask, the more your brain believes, I cannot calm myself, I need someone else to calm me. You have handed over the calm key of yourself into their hands. And that is so dangerous because peace now depends on other people's words, and that is never stable. Islamically, think about it. Are humans constant? A big no. Are hearts stable? No. The only constant is Allah. And when you depend fully on people for emotional safety, you will always feel shaky. You are always going to stay in a doubt, in a fear that anytime you might lose them, anytime they might leave you, anytime they might change. And so is your emotional health going to slowly get damaged when you don't even realize. And I'm sure you don't even want to live like that. Do you want to live like that? Now let's go a little deeper. Why usually does this reassurance come from, and like why does it start in our body? Usually it comes from fear of abandonment, fear of rejection, past betrayal, anxiety and OCD patterns, low self-trust, low when you don't believe yourself a lot. And it's not even about the person sometimes, it's about your nervous system being in survival mode. It's your body remembering the past pain. So now it scans for danger everywhere, every time, with everyone else. Even a single delayed reply. For example, you text someone now and they reply you late. You are going to panic and overthink so much in those few hours they have delayed. And when they reply normally, you're going to feel like, oh, I was just worrying for no reason. So why do you have to worry for those 2 to 3 hours or a single day? Maybe they were busy, maybe they had something else. Why are you putting yourself into that worry? Now, a delayed reply, less emojis, less text. Maybe you expected a paragraph and they sent a line. Basically, your happiness and your peace depends on their words, their text, on their actions. But here's something powerful. Not every discomfort is a threat. Sometimes silence is silence. Sometimes being neutral is being neutral. And sometimes calm is being safe. But your brain hasn't learned that yet. So it troubles you. So it doesn't know. So it's like you have let your brain control over you and you are not controlling your brain. It's a fact if you are in this position. Now, Islamic perspective about this, as I said in the previous video, verily in the remembrance of Allah do hearts find rest. Quran chapter number 13 verse number 28. They say it the ayah says, verily in the remembrance of Allah do hearts find rest. It doesn't say in reassurance from people do hearts find rest. It's in the remembrance of Allah. Because humans change, feelings change, situations change, and nothing is constant here. Allah is never going to change. Allah is never going to disappoint you. If someone is meant to stay in your life, no amount of overthinking will secure them. And if someone is meant to leave, no amount of reassurance will stop them. The realization is scary, but it is also very, very important for you all to understand and for me too. Now, very importantly, what I am learning currently, how do we break the cycle? Okay, so how do we break the cycle of this reassurance, and how do we do it? It is also known as exposure. Uh, it's ERP therapy, and but I'm not a certified therapist or anything. I'm just learning this, so I'm teaching to you all. So now, when the first time the urge to ask reassurance starts, what you need to do is delay the reassurance. You have to ask. Now, for example, you feel the need to ask someone, "Are you sure you're okay? Did I do anything wrong?" So you're gonna tell yourself, pause. For example, pause, Zoya. I don't have to ask her immediately. She may need some space. She may need some time. You will tell yourself, I will wait for 10 minutes. The urges will peak and pass. You'll feel the anxiety, you'll feel the restlessness. Let it pass. Don't act upon it. Here, you're retraining your brain that you can survive uncertainty. What is going to happen if you are not going to ask? Is something major going to happen? I'm not asking you to stop caring. I'm asking you to stop over asking, over reassurance. Once you ask them you're fine, that's different. But again and again, when the urges peak, you're going to do this. You're going to pause. You're going to let yourself tell, I will wait. The anxiety will start. You will feel some uncertainty. You will feel restless. But you are going to be okay. Just wait. Just breathe. Distract yourself. Okay. Now, sit with the discomfort. Second step is you got to sit with the discomfort, because definitely you have a habit of asking every time you feel like the urge comes, you want to go ask them. But now you're going to change your pattern. So sit with the discomfort. Instead of running from anxiety, say, okay, anxiety is here. I'm not going to fight you. The more you resist the uncertainty, the stronger it gets. So you just stay peacefully, feel your heart racing, feel whatever you're feeling, it's going to be okay. At at the max, what's going to happen? Nothing. You're just going to feel very, very anxious, and automatically it's going to disappear. The more you allow it to feel and the more you allow it to be in your body, the weaker it becomes, and it's going to disappear. Trust me. But you have to be strong for this, huh? You have to be really, really strong. Now, third, replace reassurance with dua. Instead of texting them again, say, Ya Allah, if this is good for me, keep it. If not, remove it gently. This is gonna shift your dependency, and it's also like you can just make dua for them every time you wanna feel like, okay, so you're gonna worry about someone and you wanna repeatedly ask if they are fine. You ask them once, you ask them twice. Now it's becoming a little unhealthy if you repeatedly ask them. So every time the urge starts, you can make dua for them. Instead of asking, you're really fine, and we don't even know if the person is actually fine or no, but only Allah knows. So you just sit there and you pray, Ya Allah, if the person is not fine, please make her fine. Please make him fine. And if this is meant to stay for me, let it be there. If not, remove it from my heart gently. So this is so much more practical and nice than you repeatedly going and asking them and disturbing them. Okay, so when you shift your dependency from the creation to the creator, your mind is gonna feel the peace like never before. For example, the way I said, when you're gonna pray, the amount of peace, the amount of tawakkul your heart is going to feel, you are never gonna doubt it. For example, as I said in the beginning of the video, if you ask someone, your mind is going to doubt, thinking that what if they lied to me, what if they're not fine. But once you pray to Allah, would your mind ever doubt? No way. There's no way your mind is going to doubt, because you have prayed to the creator to help them stay fine. It's done, it's just done. You have asked the ultimate power that protect them, be with them, and whatever you want to pray, that's like the best reassurance. Now, fourth step, you got to build self trust. Ask yourself, what evidence do I actually have that something is wrong? Okay, for example, you feel that the person is not fine. Do you have any proof? Why is your mind feeling like that? Like, why do you have to keep torturing yourself thinking that they are not fine, or if they're not, like, they're upset with me? Do you have any evidence, or your mind is just overthinking, or it's just that scared, that fear of losing them making you go and ask them repeatedly? If they are meant to stay, they will stay. A day or two of the distance is not going to make them totally go away from your life. Learn to stay, learn to accept uncertainty. Now, the fifth step, accept that you cannot control the outcomes. This is the hardest because someone with anxiety and OCD, it is so difficult to accept that you cannot control outcomes and you have to sit with uncertainty. But again, but again here the ultimate concept of tawakkul comes. Tawakkul is nothing but you've got to believe that Allah is the control. Allah controls all the outcomes once you do your best. So you just leave everything in the hands of Allah after doing the best. You cannot control who stays, who leaves, how someone is gonna feel. Nothing is in your hands. No matter how many times you go and ask them, no matter how much time you spend overthinking, is anything going to work? In fact, I'm telling you, it's going to create some weird disturbance and irritation to the other person. And I have realized this very very recently. Like, it's, I never knew this, that when a person, for example, I'm overthinking and the other person knows that I'm overthinking and all that, it's like we are indirectly putting pressure on them to behave in a certain way because we are overthinking. See, there might be few people who understand you totally and accept you how you are with your overthinking and everything, but not everyone are going to be like that. Okay, not everyone you meet is going to accept that, okay, she overthinks, so I have to, like, be in certain way. Or you might not even mean that, you might not even ever say that to the person, but the vibes you give out that you are so anxious and overthinking, maybe they feel the pressure that, okay, if I don't behave in a certain way, it's going to upset her. So why do you have to put that pressure on them? Why do you have to behave in certain ways? Just let it be, just let it go. I didn't even realize this, like, till maybe just few days back. So, we have a lot to learn. It's not like we are overthinking so we are in a vulnerable place or something. It's gonna cause some certain kind of disturbance to the other person also. We really need to let go of that rope we are holding tightly, because that's causing the more damage to our hands, to us, and slightly to the other person too. So, just know that when you're trying to control everything through overthinking, it is like trying to hold water in your fists, and it only slips faster. You got to know that if you're overthinking, you're not weak. It's just your past experiences, it's your brain that has been trained into this. So you're not too much, and you are just someone soft hearted who fears losing who you love, who you like, who you care, your friends, your family. And that comes with a soft heart. But soft hearts need strong tawakkul. I repeat, soft hearts need strong tawakkul. You may not get all the answers, you may not get to control all the outcomes, but you can control your response and slowly realize that something is beautiful. Peace was never in their reply, it was in your surrender. It was in your surrender to Allah. So once you realize that you are really going to surrender to Allah with all your worries, with all your urges to go and text them, go and seek reassurance, go and talk to them, and you'll understand that Allah is enough and you don't need anything else. You don't need 10 reassurances with people, you just need one strong connection with Allah, and that is enough. So, I hope this video helped all the overthinkers and the ones who go and seek constant reassurance, trust me, someday you're gonna be fine. This pattern is gonna go away. Nothing is permanent here. If you are gonna work on yourself, everything will improve and things will get better. Don't sit there and think that, okay, I have made a mistake, now I'm gonna permanently be like this. I overthink and I have this habit of asking reassurance. No, you can definitely rewire your brain. You can definitely um, change your patterns if you work on them, if you trust yourself, if you trust Allah more importantly. So, yeah, that's it. Take care now, and I'll see you in the next video. Allah Hafiz.